Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Guts. For today's video, I'm going to do a shop guide. We're talking all the things, all the shops. We're going to talk about the cart. We're going to talk about the store and the exchange. So TLDR with the cart, there's some fun stuff that help you very early game, those first few days of playing. Maybe the first week if you're playing a little bit slower, go ahead and buy whatever then. But once you get later on, like right now, you don't need to buy anything from the cart. Like, the cart's terrible. I really wish that the bigger ticket items, like things like Heliolite dye or Starlight dye or books, would be here and refresh once a month at least. Do something, I don't know. Once a week, give us something extra special. I don't know, but it's not that great. The refreshes don't even show what else refresh. It says it refreshes, but I don't really want these items. It costs gold. I don't have gold on either one of my accounts. What's gold? Yeah, don't want to be spending gold on anything in that, so that's that. Once you get to that point, if you bought some of those early ticket items, don't even bother with the cart. It's just terrible until they improve it, hopefully in the future, because it's just not worth spending anything on. Alright, well let's go into our exchange. So, there's a lot of things to talk about here. The artifact shop itself is gonna be its own video in the future, but I'm gonna give a quick TLDR for what sticks out from the artifact shop and what you should probably focus first. You luckily get that one rare artifact for free at the start of the game that gives lightning damage and does attack for your stats, so that's really helpful. But I think I want to call out Varen's Arrow. This is really good for Horus, who's our free tank that we all get, especially if you want to keep using him for later term. This is a good one to max out to help his battle skill actually have a higher % chance to land, because unfortunately, Horus does not have a 100% chance to land attack penalty 2 with his battle skill, so this could give him some accuracy, some defense, and then help his battle skill be more consistent. Another one I would love to point out is Volcanic Disc. This is great for someone like Usha, that is a melee damage dealer, gives her some survivability with HP plus some attack, and makes that ultimate do more damage. This is really, really helpful, especially if you don't have any of the epic or legendary damage dealing ones. Alright, and then of course, you could say this here is going to help any healer to just heal and do more healing. Simple enough. Heals from the wearer are increased. And then defense and HP to keep them alive as well. Alright, onto the epics. The ones that stick out are the very obvious Crown of Unclean. I always say this should be your first purchase because of defense penalty. It's the only way to get this in the game. And it goes great with any of your debuffers. A lot of the tanks as well. Like this is... If you don't want to put the other thing on Horus, you could also put this on Horus as well, or ideally another tank like Furboth would really benefit well. But besides that, this one that's more of a supportive, defensive type thing, defense penalty is needed. It's such an important thing against bosses too. It's very important. I would say the other ones that I would buy immediately are the Eyeball of the Giant, attack, and then again, ultimate damage gain. Simple as that. Just a big, make the smash bigger. Give me more attack, helpful for any damage dealer that scales with attack. And then Manticore Statue is my favorite to purchase if you're someone who's using the Ice Traveler. Now, the Ice Traveler is going to be used a lot, so I can't see how anyone wouldn't use them unless you're starting off on a second or third season, rolling into new seasons, right? In the future, where you don't even really need to use the Traveler because you have such a big roster. But even still, early on, using your Traveler as Ice, it's huge. And the Traveler actually does really good damage on their battle skill. And this can help you pump out a lot of extra damage, plus give you the attack you need to make the shield from the Traveler even bigger. So those are kind of my favorites here. There's a lot of interesting ones, but those are the ones that stick out the most. Legendaries now, we're going to go straight to the Witch's Remains. Again, defense penalty 2. This is the only way to get that debuff in the game. So this is what you want to get. This is going to be huge against bosses. You want defense penalty. It's a massive... The enemy takes more damage. It helps your entire team do more damage. And even if you have to put this on one of your damage dealers, and that sacrifices them having a offensive damage-dealing artifact, it's worth it because your whole team is going to do more damage. Just keep in mind you do need accuracy for this, which is good because it gives you accuracy along with it. Next, we're going to call out the Rift Hourglass. So this is another amazing one, mostly for support, but I can see this going on some damage dealers too, where you really want that skill haste. 100 extra skill haste when fully leveled. That's a lot. It's good. It's really good. Come back to those ultimates and battle skills more often. And then accuracy too. If you're dealing with someone that does debuffs, that's going to be even better. Like I have this on my Ogok. It's just so good for someone like him. But it can be really good for anyone. I want to also mention, I think I'm really curious about for tanks. I really want this Iron Maiden Blackened Visage. It actually gives shields, and then when the shield is destroyed, has chances to inflict attack penalty too. So it's just another way to help put up that very important debuff and keep that up on the enemy as much as possible. Really love that. And then this Blast Jar I've seen some people use, and it sounds really cool for tanks especially. It gives you good tank stats for the main, and then has chances to deal extra fire damage randomly. So love that. Based on defense too. Based on your defense to deal extra fire damage. So if you're having someone that you put a ton of defense on, maybe more defense versus instead of HP for this one, you could get some bonus fire damage along the way. So I love that. That might even be, this would be fun for a Horus as well if you don't need the accuracy from the other stats it gives, or if you're just gonna gamble with more attack penalty from other places, or you have other people in your team that can help keep that up. But there's a lot of really cool artifacts. There's a lot I want. I think I want to get Solar King's Horn for Furboth, honestly. And then when it comes to the exclusives, the quick TLDR is, I think for the most part, you're just going to buy them. I'll give my example of Flora is someone I'm holding on to extras of these because if I get a dupe Flora, I want to be able to buy this immediately. If I get a dupe Flora, I'm not inspiring her. You go to the shop, you buy this. This necklace is busted. It's extremely good for her damage. And yeah, it's kind of necessary for the top tier damage options. But that's the TLDR from the artifact shop. But we'll try to break it down better in future videos if you guys want a better. But I think just a TLDR is probably going to cover the basis for the most part. But really just read them. Read what works for your team, your heroes. And there's probably going to be better options for you depending on who you're using. So I wanted to pick out the ones that are kind of good for everybody, though. All right, on to the Arena Shop. The Arena Shop has these, speaking of artifacts, amazing artifact, lucky playing cards here. So this is really cool because it gives guaranteed crit. Your first and or second, well, not or, your first up to second ultimates cast, guaranteed to crit. That's crazy for Arena or any PvP like Sparkle Tournament. Really overpowered, but this costs 50,000 thingies. I realized very quickly that I was not going to keep up with doing at least 20 battles a day and making sure I placed well, so I gave up, and I'm just buying Essence of Creation and Starlight Die. Once I get higher up, I will probably try to buy the other stuff if that's... Oh, those are Team Arena. Oh, that's how they're getting us. They're trying to make us do Team Arena by giving good rewards in the shop. I'm not doing Team Arena. It's retarded. It takes way too long, and we can't control the battle, so why do I even want to watch it? I don't. Way too time consuming. I'm just not doing it. That's the truth. Until they change it, I'm not doing it. All right, on to Bard's Banquet. Oh, but yeah, sorry. Back to this. If you're not a very active arena grinding, I mean, I'd probably say at least 20 battles a day and placing fairly well, you're not going to get this in one season. You're just not. So just buy the other stuff, have some fun. Always buy Essence of Creation. And if you want, Starlight Die is pretty cheap to buy too. So I barely do arena. I do like 0 to 5 battles a day. It's fine. It's just, I don't know. It's not fun. And the rewards are okay, but not really overly worth it, especially on my main account, which is not that exciting. The Bard's Banquet is what we get from doing the dragon battles. So over here, you're going to want to buy like the scroll once and this scroll once because they're 50% discounted. I already bought the epic scroll at the discounted rate, but they get more expensive afterward. And the master scroll doesn't even give you one discount, which is really sad because it's 3,000. This is way too expensive. Just buy it with the Wormaro or in other means through events and whatever. This is just too much. Unless you're super correct in territory and you're just desperately looking for scrolls and you feel like, and you're already hitting the highest stages of the dragons every week and it doesn't feel that bad to you, go for it. But honestly, even Krakens, I feel like, should be paying attention to their epic heroes. There's so many amazing epic heroes and you're always going to need more epic scrolls. I feel like I'm always, even on the main account, short of epic scrolls. There's never enough to book everybody I'd want to. So epic scrolls are going to be your go-to from this shop once you buy the initial ones here. Once you get later on playing, you're going to be getting lots of the blue rare scrolls, so not as important, really, except maybe buying one because it's cheap. But really, I think it's all about these scholar scrolls, which, you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy that right now. All right, on to the Alliance shop. You're only going to want to buy what I've already bought, let's be honest. And then again, Essence of Creation and Starlight Dye. Don't worry about these crazy, terrible ore. It's extremely expensive. You want to buy this because you want some epics. You could still end up getting blue, and it costs 1750 Alliance points to just buy one artifact worth. It's not even going to add up to one artifact because they're going to be random. It's just really terrible value. They really need to overhaul their shop. Hell, I might even buy gold because I'm so desperately looking for gold. Just kidding. I won't do it. I won't do it. But I want to. All right, on to the Amethyst shop. This is the special event that's coming. Just a quick note. This is only going to be available for this season. You will need to redeem it this season. It does not transfer to future seasons. It does say that right here. And watching content from people already looking at it on the test server, it looks like it's going to be hard. But if you're doing really well, you're very actively grinding, you're progressing your heroes, you feel like you can get good damage on these bosses, and you have multiple teams already going very well for like those 3 rotation battles, then I definitely suggest you hold on to everything throughout the whole event and just see if you can get enough to get Utor. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not, honestly. I just don't know. And I know that, unfortunately, the summoning event that's going to come with it, requires you to summon 60 Heliolite die within the month. Yeah, it's not the 80 out of 80 banner again, guys. It's going to be for this event. And it requires you to summon 60 summons. 60. Just to get 60 of these crystals. So you could summon 60 Heliolite die to get enough crystals to buy 1 Heliolite die. So in other words, it's not going to be worth it unless you know you can get Utor and you really want him. But honestly, like, he's cool, but he's not like the greatest sounding hero in the game. I really wish he sounded extremely OP, given he's this special event, but he just doesn't. It's kind of lackluster. And I think when it comes down to it, I'm gonna try on my main account, the Season 0 account that I'm on right now, to get Utor and just see what happens, but I don't think I'm gonna come close, honestly, and I'll probably just end up buying the Heliolite die. My Starlight Challenge account is like, you know what? It's going to be easy. I'm just going to pretend I can't get Utor. We're just going to buy the die. So that's probably going to be what happens. Although I probably will wait and see what happens if it feels more attainable as people start to play a week before, because I'm a week behind on the Starlight Challenge. So I guess we'll have to see. All right, and last but not least, we have our season shop in this part of our exchange. So this is my Season 0 reward shop. I was in silver based on my ranking as the top 25%. I was able to buy a ton of stuff. I bought all of the scrolls that I could, and then this Misty Lens is what allows you to change your character's appearance and race when you start off a new season. So if you guys get confused next season when your shop opens and you have to select your character to go into the same one, you're like, wait, how do I change my character? It's here. It's the Misty Lens. And then so let's go on to this season. So season 1, after we'll settle, we will be put into a different category based on where we are. And I mean, this is what it is. You buy whatever you want to buy. You know, it's like buy whatever you can. I think the scrolls are most important. Legendary scrolls and epic scrolls, and then maybe Heliolite die. But personally, I had fun buying the cosmetic side because this frame looks amazing with my Flora. So I really wanted to buy that anyway. But that's just a pretty cool shop, but that's something we'll worry about next season because it won't affect you now. All right, let's go quickly over to the store as far as spending money and resources. Before we get into the money, let's talk about Wormaro. We get tons of Wormaro while playing the game, where as you can see here, this is from my season settlement. This is from what I saved from last season and what they gave me from just the transition of getting rewards from where you rank and what you did the previous season. So with Wormaro, I would say once a day buy the 50. Stamina, for sure. No matter if you're a spender or not a spender, buy the 50 and grind out something. Goblin, gear, anything. But after that, it's a little bit debatable. They go to 100, then 100, then 200. So buying the 100 and the 100, okay, but the 200, it's just obnoxious. I don't think anyone should buy that 200 fourth stamina refresh. It's just ridiculous. It really is. So I would highly suggest not doing that. If you really are looking for summons, this is how you get summons. It is all about summons here, guys. That's what you use Romaro for in the beginning. Maybe, again, 1 stamina refresh, then just buy summons. Once you have a ton, not a ton, once you have something or a few really good legendaries that you want to book, then start buying the books instead of the summons. That's kind of what I think. And then you can only buy so many of these, like, a month. It only refreshes once a month, which is a bummer. I wish I could buy more. But I guess it kind of keeps you in check or tries to make you buy them from the market. Speaking of the market, this whole thing sucks. I don't know. It's terrible value. None of this feels good unless you can just pour money out Kraken style and you don't really care if it's good value or not. This just doesn't feel like good value. I really hope they change it in the future. $100 for 16 summons and 8 scrolls. We're going to book 1.5 heroes and you're probably going to get 1 or 2 legendaries if you're lucky, but it's just way too much, honestly. I don't really like this at all. I really hope they give us better packs that are more limited time. Not pop-up offers in our face that are annoying, but give us another line here that's like limited time offers. That's all we want. Give us holiday specials, give us something, because the current packs are just not good value, and I would not spend money on those. Now here is okay if you're looking for, this is what converts to the Wormaro. So if you want to be able to buy a bunch of summons, this is what you do. You buy out this whole damn shop, getting double the value, then you never touch it again, because you can only do that once. So I don't know if it's once per season, or I think it's once per season you can buy out the whole shop. Because last season I did buy this one. I bought the $14 one, I think. Or no, I bought the $30 one and got those and bought summons last season. But yeah. So I think this refreshes every season unless I don't know if it will with future. Yeah, every season for each season. Okay. And then value packs, I do like these. They're okay. Wormaro one's a little meh, but I love the $5 for 20% extra gold from all battles. That's huge. Gold is so hard in this game. I can't imagine not having my 20% bonus. I barely have gold as it is. And then 30 multi-battles a day is huge. That alone I would pay for. But I love the... We shouldn't have to pay for multi-battles though. Come on, game. Give us 10 a day for free. That's ridiculous that they don't. But here we go with the extra daily stamina. We all want that. So stamina to be able to farm a little bit more is great. It's only 30 though. It's not a ton, but honestly the 30 multi-battles really help to make the grind a lot easier, more quality of life, and not have to worry about all those auto-clickers or using blue stacks or whatever. I don't want to do that. No thank you. No thank you. I don't even know if we can. I don't because, well, I use this instead. But alright guys, that kind of covers the shop. Hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.